why we are here, we want to deal with matters that relates to performance. But before I get to that, in front of you there's an agenda. Can I then have a formal mover of that agenda? That's the agenda that we'll be following today. These are just formalities. People are and if you agree, can I have Manzina? I see we are moving. And who's seconding? Yes, it's for the seconded. I used to attend to one of the sessions in one of the church that I attend. They don't wait till you raise your hand. They just point at you to say you are moving, and then they point to another one to say so is seconding, and then that's it. So we are buying the same. But then getting to, for those of you that are having an agenda, we're on 8.4, we're on 8.4, where we now indicating the purpose of the visit. The reason why we are here, you would recall that at some stage we had to have a planning session where we had to agree on things that we need to do as a province of KwaZulu-Natal. And among other things, we said we want to make sure that there's good performance in our schools. And two, that we're entrusted with learners from different families. Each and every learner that comes from a family is of value to us. Therefore, we're not going to talk about 96%, 95%, 90%, as a percentage that is, as a percent that is going to excite us. What is going to excite us as a system is to make sure that the learner that is entrusted on us is able to go through the system, perform better. So that's what makes us happy. But then we have to agree, as guided by our DDG, by the way, who has apologized for this session because of other commitments. Not that is not considering you as important, but because of other commitment, she had to go and attend to that. Now, DDG directed us that we must make sure that in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we do not talk of T70 anymore. Now, it's on the basis of that we're here. But even those that we see that are at the risk of going back to T70, even if they're above, we now inviting them to the session like this, where we engage and then say, how can we help? So that we ensure that all of us are able to perform as a system and perform better. It's no more about quantity results, it's about quality results. So that when you see us engaging you, at some stage you're going to come back and engage the T80s. At some stage you're going to come back and engage at T90s and 100s. So that those that are in T90s and the like will say, we want more bachelors, we want more distinctions on you, because we see the capacity. And by the way, others are talking about your T10 and your T20. Tina, we're talking about T70. No more T10. So we want to ensure that as a province of KwaZulu-Natal, we are able to move from this bracket of T70 to T80. And we want to caution you to say, before you realize, we'll be in T80. So you must make sure that you push. Your schools, Manzini, you must make sure that you push, because if you're going to be slow a bit, we may have to, maybe come next year, you'll find that almost schools are performing at 80. And therefore, if you're in that bracket, we'll also have to push you, because we want all learners that are, I'm stressing now, that are entrusted in us to pull through the system.